We are going to the candy street. We are going to the candy street. Candy street. Candy street. Candy, candy, candy.
Oh my God.
We're taking a little weekend trip to Puebla to celebrate Greg's birthday. So we made our way to the eastern bus station called Tapo.
Depending on your destination, you can take the bus out of one of 4 major stations: north, south, east, or west. Since Puebla is to the southeast of Mexico City, we took a bus out of the eastern station.
There are COVID restrictions in place. There are nice little shields that keep you safe from the person next to you. Although, look at that person next to me. I don't know. Do I feel safe?
So rude. If you forgot to pack a sandwich, don't worry. There's a woman who comes on board just before the bus takes off selling chips and whatever kind of little botanas or snacks you might want.
She has a holster with Cokes in the back.
The ADO bus is fully equipped with charging stations, reclining seats, a little place to hang your crap. And look!
And rock music.
Rock music. Just to get you in the right mood for your trip to Puebla.
Mexico has several different bus companies. We chose ADO. ADO has trips to Puebla about every half hour, and it costs less than $20 for a round-trip ticket. I know this looks like a beautiful snow-capped mountain, but it's actually a volcano, an active volcano, the Popocatépetl to be exact. And there's this whole mythology about the Popocatépetl and a sister volcano, well, not really sister, a lover volcano. Iztaccíhuatl was a princess in love with a handsome warrior named Popocatépetl. They wanted to marry, but the king asked the warrior to go out and defeat one of his enemies before coming back to marry his daughter. An evil rival appeared who wanted the hand of the princess. He lied and told the king that Popocatépetl had died in battle. The rival sought the hand of the princess, but she, overwhelmed by sadness and brokenhearted, died, or, depending on which story you hear, she fell into a deep sleep. Upon his return, Popocatépetl found her in this inanimate state and vowed to keep vigil over her body for eternity.
Back to reality, we found ourselves in the very unromantic Puebla bus station and took an Uber to our Airbnb.
We'll give you a quick look around. This is where we'll be staying for the next 3 days. It's said to be the home of a famous artist. And if you look him up online, we'll put his name here. You can look him up online if you're curious. That is not why we're here. We just think this is a cool building. It's got a cool vibe. It's spacious. It's got really high ceilings and everything we need. A little kitchen, a little table.
A bed.
All
a
the
sofa,
basics. Oh,
a toilet. Oh, but don't flush the paper, folks. That's the only. But you know what? There's a small inconvenience for high style and location. It's walking distance to Centro. It's walking distance to most of the major tourist attractions in the city. So deal with it. A walk through Centro Puebla will make you feel like you've stepped back in time to a colorful version of colonial Mexico. You'll find a church on pretty much every street corner.
We just got to Puebla and we came straight to the center of town to order something to eat. We came to La Tradicional and we ordered, first things first, a giant pitcher of Jamaica, which is one of our favorite drinks. Oh, oops. That one's mine.
We've ordered cemitas, which are traditional, and looking forward to it. Cemitas are named after the bread, which is called cemita, and you can have a variety of fillings. I'm having a milanesa de cerdo, which is pork, breaded pork, and Alice is having milanesa de res, beef, steak. So, as soon as it gets here, we'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll let you know how it tastes. One of the things we learned before we came to Puebla was that cemitas here were huge and we forgot. So we ordered our own cemitas and this is what they look like.
We are going to the candy street. We are going to the candy street. Candy street. Candy street. Candy. Candy. Candy.
The candy street that Alice is raving about is really named Santa Clara for the Santa Clara nuns. There are candy stores lining Santa Clara for several blocks, and every store you go into is jam-packed with all manner of regional delicacies. These are not traditional candies like you might see in the United States. Most of these candies are indigenous to Puebla or use ingredients that are indigenous to Puebla. And they found their origin in the Santa Clara convent. I guess the nuns had a lot of time on their hands.
That could be a myth, Greg, because the church is known to have had both indigenous and African slaves who did a lot of the hard work for them.
That's true. And while these candies may have originated in the convent, every store has its own variety and every store puts its own special twist on this candy.
Cochinito, muégano, dominó, tortita de Santa Clara, ciruela con relleno de dulce de almendra y coco con limón.
Muchas gracias.
Sí.
¿Esto qué es? Esto es
dulce de jamoncillo, dulce
de 10
pepita con piñón o el tradicional. El tradicional es pura pepita, el otro es de piñón con pepita.
¿Y estos qué son?
Ese es de pepita con nuez o el otro es leche quemada con nueces, pero también se llama jamoncillo en algunas otras partes del país.
Out of the corner of my eye, I spotted the calaveritas. I was so excited because that means that Dia de los Muertos is right around the corner.
Only 2 months away.
But that's not too soon to start planning. Candy Street, Candy Street.
So we're at the Catedral now, and the sun has gone down, and they've put a few lights up. It really makes it extra special. I'm going to put my mask back on because there are a lot of people around here. This city is also known as Puebla De Los Angeles. I think it's interesting that you have like these symbols of either the Pope or the church up here in the wrought iron, and that this is such a Catholic country, and that the light fixtures have these like symbols that are like dragons bringing light. What does that mean? Our last stop for the evening was El Mural de los Poblanos, a highly recommended restaurant that had really delicious food, excellent service, and lots of great art. The restaurant is named for this particular mural, which features famous people who were born in Puebla. It's great because we only recognized a couple of them, so we decided to research some of the people that are depicted here. And it made for really interesting conversation, and we learned a lot just while we were eating dinner.
This mural was filled with fascinating characters like Santo Niño Doctor, the revolutionary Carmen Cerdán, and the saint who was not a saint, Sor María de Jesús Tomellín.